A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant legal confrontation, the Trump administration is facing a lawsuit from a coalition of Democratic-led states, including New York, challenging the recent drastic staff reductions at the Department of Education. The lawsuit, filed in federal court in Massachusetts, claims that the administration lacks the authority to dismantle the department, which was established by Congress. The legal complaint, spearheaded by New York Attorney General Letitia James, argues that the executive branch is overstepping its boundaries by implementing a large-scale reduction in force (RF) that could severely impact the educational services provided to millions of students across the nation. The Department of Education, now led by former wrestling executive Linda McMahon, announced plans to cut its workforce by nearly 50%, reducing the number of employees from approximately 4,133 to around 2,183. The remaining employees will be placed on administrative leave starting March 21st. This move has raised eyebrows and sparked outrage among educators and lawmakers who believe it undermines the essential functions of the department. The lawsuit emphasizes that the executive branch cannot incapacitate an agency without explicit congressional action. The complaint cites the separation of powers doctrine, asserting that the president and his administration cannot unilaterally dismantle a department created by Congress. The Department of Education's mass RF is arbitrary and capricious, as it lacks a reasoned basis or explanation, the lawsuit states. It highlights past attempts by previous administrations, particularly under President Ronald Reagan, to eliminate the department, which were ultimately unsuccessful due to congressional opposition. The states involved in the lawsuit argue that they rely heavily on the Department of Education for a variety of programs, including funding for low-income students, support for students with disabilities, and enforcement of anti-discrimination laws. They contend that the cuts will lead to immense damage to their educational systems, jeopardizing the resources and support that students and families depend on. In response to the lawsuit, Maddie Biderman, Deputy Assistant Secretary for Communications at the Department of Education, defended the staffing cuts as strategic and compliant with regulations. She asserted that the reductions would not directly impact students and families, claiming that they are aimed at eliminating bureaucratic inefficiencies. Biderman stated, President Trump was elected with a mandate from the American public to return education authority to the states, suggesting that the administration's actions are in line with its commitment to localize educational control. However, critics, including Attorney General James, argue that the administration's claims of promoting efficiency are merely a pretext for dismantling essential services. James characterized the cuts as reckless and illegal, stating, "This outrageous effort to leave students behind and deprive them of a quality education is alarming." The lawsuit comes on the heels of the Trump administration's decision to strip James of her security clearances, further intensifying the conflict between the states and the federal government. The coalition of states includes a diverse array of jurisdictions, from California to Vermont, all united in their opposition to the administration's educational policies. As the legal proceedings unfold, the federal government will have the opportunity to respond in court, where a judge will determine whether this lawsuit will proceed alongside other legal challenges that have already been mounted against the administration's actions. The outcome of this case could have far-reaching implications for the future of the Department of Education and its ability to fulfill its statutory responsibilities. This ongoing legal battle highlights the contentious nature of education policy in the United States and the significant role that state attorneys general play in challenging federal actions that they perceive as harmful to their constituents. With the stakes high for millions of students, the eyes of the nation will be on the courtroom as this pivotal case unfolds. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.